What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It's me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, and we're here with the penultimate episode 9 review for DC Universe's Swamp Thing. Now, if you have not seen the episode yet, come on back, because there will be spoilers. This actually is the penultimate episode. Like, there's no, like, when we did it with Doom Patrol, it was like, oh, shit, I didn't know. No, we just know. This shit done. Winston A Marshall is here. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm a little bummed out right now, honestly, because the show finally figured some shit out and now it's over.
This was that show that had to get its footing, and by the time it got its footing in episode 9, it's too late. And I understand that's no fault to the showrunners, the writers, directors, everything that happened on behind the scenes is what.
It's kind of their fault. They had one job, was to figure this out by episode 1 or 2.
I'm trying to.
I know you're trying to be positive, but let's be honest. They have one job. Make a show.
Yeah, that's true. Showrunners.
So that's literally
you're right.
there.
I can't even. Because here's the problem. Like, you and I were talking about this before we started recording. This episode was actually good.
Yeah.
It was a solid episode. Like, we saw Swamp Thing being transported in as a swamp sickle. Which, by the way, so I have some issues, and I'm gonna nitpick on things. He was frozen like this with liquid nitrogen.
Right. And then they somehow got him to be flat.
They got him to be flat. Like,
it's fine. I mean, I agree with you. I'm just going to say, fuck it. We'll just suspend disbelief for half a second.
We'll do that.
Because, like, to be honest with you, the thought crossed my mind when the episode started. I was like, well, here we go. I mean, I'm used to this bullshit anyway.
Because I was like, the nigga's he flat. I was like, and he's green, crunchy leaves. You know what I'm saying? He's like what you saved to put in a smoothie. So that shit was going to break the fuck up instantly.
Yeah. You know, it is what it is. I mean, I guess the point is that they eventually had to thaw him out, so maybe.
Yeah, but they didn't thaw him out until he was finally on the table.
I guess that's true. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
You get what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm also surprised that he didn't instantly wake up when they thawed him, because they didn't have him under a sedative. They didn't work on him. So, like, how is it that, like, they were able to get him strapped to the table?
Well, you know, the plants gotta, regenerate. You know how plants get cold? They be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
So he's a plant.
So it needs a minute. Okay.
Yeah, he needed, and that's why they put him under that green spectrum light, which was dope, because it's a la like a Superman with a green light. Mm-hmm. So people like, what does the green spectrum does? It keeps plants from generating quickly. Like, they know he can regenerate, so he was like, no, we're gonna chill on this.
Which, that's part of the joke that I think a lot of people don't realize which is why Superman loves to, like, be around sunflowers and absorb light, or other plants and absorb light if he doesn't have it as an option. Yeah. Superman is essentially a plant. He's taking in yellow light, and that's helping him grow. It's the same thing with most plants. They need yellow light, like yellow UV light, in order for them to do the whole photosynthesis shit. It's the same thing for him. So you put him under a green light, you're essentially killing him getting in that yellow light, and the motherfucker can't do plant things.
Which, by the way, I will say the whole scene, the whole scenario with him in the lab, the cinematography on that shit was just so dope to me.
It was.
You know, it's like, it's certain things we talk about, we go different things about, back and forth. But the cinematography was so crazy with that. It started off, the whole episode did start off, though, with Caroline telling Jason she had a dream, which really wasn't a fucking dream. Like, she saw everything. Like, we like, okay, so was she there? Was she sleepwalking? That's what I was like. I was like, and y'all gonna be mad as fuck I said this, but you know me, sometimes I don't give a shit, and I gotta say it how it comes out. I was like, yo, do Alzheimer's give you teleportation powers? Now, I can say that because my grandmother had it, and I miss my grandmother today.
Teleportation?
You
mean telepathy?
Telepathy, whatever.
Like, those are two completely different things. One allows you to move from one place to another. The other one lets you read minds or see the future.
Whatever.
What do you mean, what?
Whatever.
Oh, my God. That's like being like, yo, was that nigga a nigga or a fish? What? Those are two completely different things.
Well, according to South Park, Kanye West was a gay fish.
And according to Disney, we're also mermaids. So, now
you get it? Now you just...
I fucking hate you. It's the first thing that came to my goddamn mind, and of course you're going to twist it.
I didn't twist it. I just gave you the motherfucking logic.
I hate you.
So Studio Satan comes up. That's why I call him Studio Satan. He showed up to Daniel Cassidy's bed, and like... Cassidy like, what you doing? If I get out of here, I'll fight. He's like, you won't.
He was like, you want to get out of here? All right, nigga? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? First of all, that'll calm me the fuck down.
If someone could just magically make all of reality bend, I'd be like, oh.
So you badass.
So this is a real thing.
Oh, so you really, really out here playing. You out here doing it. Yeah, it's hot Satan summer. That's what it is? Okay, I got you.
This nigga said hot Satan summer. Oh, I can't. Well, long story short, he shows him a vision of Liz
And Abby
just getting murked.
First of all, I thought only Liz got shot.
So did I, because at first she was like, run! And they kind of did like this. Like, they essentially, if we push to the side like this, and all of a sudden they all said, it just lit Liz up. And I was like, they're just going to let Abby go? And then all of a sudden, once they're sure Abby got like 30 rounds from each gun, then they put 30 in Abby.
So here's the fucked up thing. So when I saw it, I was like, yo, y'all just gonna shoot up the black chick?
Shoot the black person, that's what I thought.
And so then, this is where it gets fucked up. When they shot up Abby, I was like, whew, okay, shoot the
I'm not gonna lie, I thought the same fucking thing. I was like, the fuck is this? You gonna shoot just the black girl and let the white girl run away? Run away, Simba. Run away and never return. Like, what the fuck?
So, here's the problem I had with the show. So, of course, he was showing them, and then the studio Satan tells Cassidy, you thought the Blue Devil was just a character? Like, you thought this shit was just a game, fam? You thought it was just for a role? No, you had to live this shit and put the mask on the bed. Now, later, we'll jump for it. Later, he becomes the Blue Devil, but this is a problem I had, and I was telling you about it. In the comics, he puts the mask on, and the mask form fits to his body.
Sure.
In this one, he just had the mask in his hand, and the lights and shit came out, and he transformed.
It's sharpened as that. So, like, I would go as far as to guess.
Okay.
They got their episodes cut. They've only got so much of a budget. It is much easier for them to just have a light flash, and then all of a sudden, the next time you see him, he is the Blue Devil, than to do the full, like, Power Rangers Morphin' Time shit where the mask, or the mask is a good example, where it hits his face.
And then it just
that's what they've already spent so much money on the budget for Swamp Thing and everything else.
What do you mean? The suit is practical.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying they had to have the practical cutting open shit with the fake organs.
By the way, the autopsy scene was the realest shit I've ever seen. Because, first of all, he wakes up and Woodrow was just like, oh, you're awake. It's just still cutting.
He was like, I can feel all of this, nigga. And he's like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Also, you're not a person. Because, like, this lung ain't actually bringing in no It just looks like a goddamn lung. Look, I pulled your heart out, nigga. You're looking at it.
Your heart look like a giant Brussels sprout, nigga. Like, it don't. It looked like a giant fucking Brussels sprout. I was like, okay. And he was like, here's where it happened again. He's like, you're not a man. You're a...
God damn it! I just fucking say it. Even he fucking goddamn Swamp Thing said it again. He's like, I have to know. What do you have to know? Just fucking tell me. Like, what do you want? Because I'm not. See, Alec is dead. I'm this thing. This nigga just say it.
Swamp Thing. Like, yo, like for real, fam. But yo, that was so fucked up though. The autopsy, and then Abby them finally do break in, and he's like, turn off the lights, bitch. Like, he's like,
turn off the lights.
Turn them off.
Light a candle. I said turn them off.
Turn them off. Shit. Oh, you want me to hit the switch on this nigga? So, then all of a sudden,
my favorite Cedric Dose dude during Kings of Comedy talking about
turn them off.
He was like, turn them off. Oh shit.
So when she turns him off, he instantly starts to regenerate, like the lungs, his stomach, and everything. His Brussels sprout go back in his chest. And it was like, okay. But here's the issue I had too. Now, if y'all notice on the table, he looked tiny as fuck, like normal human size. Derek Mears is a gigantic man. We have seen Swamp Thing as a gigantic thing, something, but he's been gigantic.
So you're not even gonna say it?
Nope, I'm doing it on purpose. But when he's on that table, he's regular average height. And I get some things, but I was just like, this takes a little bit of the effect you're giving.
My argument for that, where I gave them a benefit of the doubt, is remember he's under that green light, so his ability to like grow and be like to flourish is not really happening. And like anything else in life, if you get a little cold, you get some shrinkage. So in this case, I think the Swamp Thing got hit with liquid nitrogen and shrank up, and he can't regenerate.
Ladies, shrinkage is real in the cold.
Very fucking real.
It's a real thing. It's cold and coming out of a shower. Let me tell you something.
Oh, good Lord.
Let me tell you something. If you don't think that's real, if you think we on bullshit, I need you to go back to biology classes, even if they're in high school.
But like the way that works in particular is like you constrict. Your body's trying to retain heat, so in that case,
and your dick wants to retain all the heat it has.
It realizes how important it is, so it's just like let's just.
It's like we need the wolf.
Why your dick talk like that?
What it's called? My nigga. Go inside. Close the doors. Like, who are you? Like close the doors and shit. So Oh, yeah. Daniel Cassidy, the mask takes over, and he transforms into this Blue Devil, right? This motherfucker goes to the place where he knows Abby and Liz is going to be.
You know what's hilarious, though? When he eventually fights these guards, that nigga look like Shang Tsung, your soul is mine. When he like take your face, and he's just shooting flames in their mouths.
So here's the problem I have with him shooting flames. Again, you're gonna be like, Jay, did you have to bring this up? Yes, the fuck I did. Why's the only nigga he burnt up the nigga?
He burned up the rest of them. He just started with the nigga.
He toasted that nigga. No. We saw the black. Okay, he might have burned them all. However,
first of all, it took long because he had melanin, so he was protected from the heat. Second of all, if you remember correctly, this is supposed to be a horror. Hey, you like that, huh? It was a horror show, right? The niggas always die first. That's why you shoot Liz first, but at least you kill the white girl. That's why you murder the fucking black guard first, and then you kill all the rest of them. I broke you on that melanin shit. That's almost as funny as when we were the sketch you came to watch me do the real thing I did the other day when I was like that ass on watermelon, and you were like,
because it came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere.
If you want to know what I'm talking about, once it's done, I'll post it somewhere.
So Maria Sunderland, she's walking around. She about to call Nathan Ellery like, you ain't working with my husband no more. Fuck that nigga. You working with me. And Avery shows up, and she basically has a, huh? Huh?
Are you done?
Are you done?
Are you done?
Are you done?
No, not even M'Baku. I'm talking about the Kevin Hart, like when he was talking about whenever a girl goes on, and the nigga knows she wrong, and he's like, are you done?
Are you done?
Are you done? And he's like smiling. Are you
done?
You finished? You done? You done?
Then got this bitch committed.
That shit is wild,
Which,
bro.
by the way, it was terrible acting on Virginia Madsen's part for that, because if somebody, you don't want to go, right? You supposed to put up a fight.
I think the reason maybe why she didn't, if again, I'm giving
she puts up the fight. It looks like she belongs. Crazy. Okay.
So I'm giving a lot of the benefit of doubt of these episodes because these are all things that could very easily be explained. And this was a well done episode of
I forgot when we talked about how Liz and Abby actually got into the thing to get Alec. First of all, shout out to the plants. Those are real niggas. Because the plants was like, this nigga that way.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
But did you notice when she saw Alec? And he sat and she closed that his organs were regenerated. She had that what the fuck look on her face.
Yeah, because she ain't never seen nothing like that before.
I don't like she like the fuck. And then he sat up. She was like,
the cutest moment. He was like, "You came for me.
You came for me.
Oh my god, you came for me."
It would have only been better if a branch would have just stuck out.
You know, all of a sudden you hear like it's a medium shot here. You came for me. Oh God!
I'm so sorry.
That doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen often. My floral contacts. I don't. Jesus, there must be a breeze.
It's finally not cold in here anymore.
So you have all that happen. Then Woodrow. He's trying after Alec breaks out. Woodrow goes back to see his wife.
Well, there's a thing before that I think is important. So Liz and Abby go to see his wife to try and find where Woodrow took Alec. And while they're there, they learn about her Alzheimer's, which then clues them in. Maybe that's why he's trying to like farm like the DNA.
That's why he was trying to do something, yeah.
Because he's trying to cure his wife, but they're like, damn, she's like really far gone. But they're describing, she's like, is he in trouble? It's like, well, we just need to talk to him about something he did. And I think his wife has been sensing this whole time that he's evil.
And it was basically the confirmation to everything she was thinking and feeling.
Because her dream, what she really was saying is that there's a monster that's dead on the table, but she's like, but it's not a monster, it was you.
So in other words, she sees him as Floronic Man.
She sees him as Floronic Man, and so she's definitely concerned about his like actual personage and what he is at this point.
Yeah, your humanity, because I think that's the biggest thing behind every story we see is the humanity of each individual. Oh, I have to talk about Mulatto Matt drinking and driving in the police car.
Hey, man.
And this motherfucker was turning the radio, and all of a sudden,
what song came on? It wasn't the 1,000 Miles song, but it was something similar to
some
that.
poppy song, and all you saw this motherfucker go, wow!
Dude, the only thing that would have been funnier if they had gotten 1,000 Miles and you hear, like, that would have been hilarious. But yeah, some poppy ass song I can't remember at the top of my head because I watched it a couple hours ago,
yeah, it was.
That was everything.
I mean, also no. So the last thing that happened once we brought back up Caroline, which was his wife, is Jason finally comes home later and he's happy. He's trying to tell Caroline, I've got it. I've got the sample. It's tissue regeneration.
Which revived him, which I thought was interesting because he told Alec, he said, "Yo, you're not actually Alec. the plants have found a way to mimic your memories and your personage and your consciousness, and that's what you are. So essentially, for those that watch Black Mirror, where they're talking about like the clones and shit like that, the little duplicates on like CD discs and like the little brain chips, that's what this shit is that he's essentially a duplicate of his consciousness put into a body.
Well, here's the where I slightly disagree. Because at the end of the episode, because he walks off, Alec runs off telling Abby, I have to find out where I am, I have to go to the cove. So he goes down in the swamp, and he pulls up a skeleton, and he says, this is Alec Holland.
Right.
Here's the problem with that. That swamp has been killing motherfuckers for the longest.
So, bro, remember, he is the swamp. I'm sure he knows which body is his body.
Nigga, it's all type of bones in there like chicken
Nigga, I'm sure he knows which body is his body.
Whatever.
Like, I'm like positive. That would be so silly for that to, like, why even introduce that?
If he got the wrong body, what if the swamp was fucking with him?
I mean, it's possible.
Because he says it all the time.
It could be the rot. The rot could be fucking with him.
Yeah.
But I doubt that, honestly.
I mean,
I believe there's no reason for that to... I would love to go look at the comic. You know Swamp Thing better than me. What is it in the comics? Is it actually that he's transferred his consciousness?
It's Alec Holland.
It's actually him. So, I mean, I think what the argument then here is that you could probably say is that, like, it probably isn't his original body, but you could say, like, his soul now is
Here's why I disagree with that, because in the very first episode when we see him transform, we see him transforming.
Do we?
Yes, we do. For what they showed, for what the budget allowed, we saw him
Yeah, but I mean, there's been other stories before we've heard about that where someone dies, but they've like were imbued with powers, like Young Justice right now. Like the whole thing with Halo, which is of her thing, she's a mother box. She's in the body of a former girl that was killed, but it's the spirit and like the abilities of a mother box and being in a body. So you can say it's the same thing. It's that the spirit of Alec inside of this swamp body. Whatever.
You can't even say Swamp Thing inside of a swamp body. You couldn't even say Swamp Thing, but just got mad at me because I wouldn't fucking say it. Anyway.
Well, the show has unfortunately trained me not to call him by his real name, so there you go.
He sound like Swamp Thing is his government on his license. Mr. Thing, Swamp Thing. Come to window 32, please. So Woodrow goes back home to Caroline. Caroline, it's a great discovery I found. It's got regenerative properties. Caroline, did you hear me? Did you? Oh no! And she took all her pills.
All of them.
Here was my biggest issue right there. His wife is seizing and dying. You are a fucking doctor. You know what you should not be doing? Just caressing her fucking hair. Call 911.
Yeah, I think
there is a level. No, because I understand when we have to go again, suspension of disbelief. And how would you react? Yeah. He wants his wife to live.
No, I know. But my guess is at that point, the only thing that I would go with that is you don't, even if you're a trained doctor, you don't know how you're going to respond in those scenarios. And I think that's just one of the ones that the argument you make.
It's your wife.
No, I understand that, but you're in complete and utter shock. He's sitting here thinking to himself, how long has she had the drugs in his body? Like, all that kind of... I'm sure he's like, I can't fix it this fast. Like, that's one of those scenarios where, like, she was probably so far gone, man. There was only...
Well, mentally, she was so far gone. Again, when she's in advanced stage Alzheimer's, which, of course, I joked about it earlier, but my grandmother had it, and I do know how it gets... And my grandfather, currently, who is still with us, he has it. And it is to the point where I've had conversations with him, and less than 2-3 minutes later, I have to have the same conversation. Yeah. So I understand that. I definitely get her being so far gone and should not be in the house by herself. I completely do. But again, knowing that she basically has committed suicide, it's a different story if she's just lying there.
No, I know. I understand. I think we're taking...
I don't want it to seem like I'm bashing it. It's just that there's a certain... I think the writing way of doing that should have shown... I get he wants to be with his wife in her last moments. I'm fine with that. I just felt like you should have shown him trying to hold her, telling her hold on while he tries to call 911. Then, unfortunately, we see the life leave her. That is something in a script that would be as impactful.
I get it. I think in my mind, just because I've had scenarios where people have like died in front of me and shit like that, where in that moment your brain kind of goes blank. Honestly.
Of course.
So I think in that particular moment, that's just like he can't process
what he's seeing.
And I think his first thought is no, please don't go, please. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not his training doesn't kick in at that point. His realization that his wife is dying is there.
I'm fair. I'm in agreement with that. I get what you're saying. It's just that it's two sides to the coin.
Yeah.
It's two sides to the coin. So, but that pretty much wraps up everything with this episode. So, unfortunately, this is the next to last. Well, if episode 9, we always do it 1 to 5 stars. What do you give this one?
I would give it a 4. Honestly, I thought they did a really great job. Like, they obviously only had so much budget left, but they had a lot of great special effects. I feel like they brought a lot of people's stories, kind of like wrapped them up and gave them a nice little character development. I thought that was a great twist to be like, holy shit, like Swamp Thing isn't actually Alec. Like, it's this presence, and we'll see if that's really a true thing or not. So I gotta give it a 4. I'm genuinely impressed with this episode. I just hate that they had to figure this out in episode 9. Out of 10.
I had little issues here and there, and those were small issues, and it doesn't really affect the way I rated the episode, because if it did, my rating would be so low. But it does get a 4 out of me. It gets a 4 out of 5 for me because of everything you said. This was a solid episode, and it's the build up to more in the story, to a second half of the story, and unfortunately, that we don't have. It's a build up to a second half of a story that we don't have, unfortunately. So that's what it is.
And so all those haters out there that are like, we just like shitting on Swamp Thing. No, I just like good content, and this is the first time, in my opinion, they finally put some good content for it.
And for the people like, oh, it's the best show. Again, you have to know what you're expecting. I expected a horror. I did not expect a drama. And too many times I got a drama because too many times we got a soap opera instead of a horror show. Just be honest. Alright? But let us know what you think in those comments below. So you can like, subscribe, click on the notification bell to know when I'm dropping new videos, man. Let us know, did you like this episode? Did you not like this episode? Are you sad that the show is leaving? Are you like, well, this is the bed they made. Now they gotta lie in it. We want to know all of that, man. Follow him on the socials.
At the swaggy blerd, THESWAGGYBLERD, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Facebook, YouTube. You know what this reminds me of? What? This reminds me of like the Browns when they've lost like 7 in a row to start, and then all of a sudden they
win one.
They go fuck it, and then they want to win every game up to the end, and it's like, nigga, it's too late. You're already out of the playoffs. Like, what's the point now?
You niggas just did this for nothing. You motherfuckers expended a whole lot of energy that you could have saved for training camp. Fuck. And I know there's gonna be Browns fans like, well, they got Homie, I got Odell Beckham Jr., they got Brady Man.
I brought up the Browns because they've been universally bad for a very long time.
Very long time. And if you say the Bears, I will kick you in your cyber dick. Yes, I did.
I was trying to do my spice laugh. It didn't go very well.
That was not. Whatever. Follow me Twitter, Instagram at Mr. J Washington, MrJaywashington. Make sure you join the Patreon. Join the Supervillain Squad. Patreon.com/Mr. J Mr. J Washington. Damn. And check out, because with the YouTube channel being J Washington 80,
fair.
And I get a little confused.
Are there already other J Washingtons?
The other J Washington is a Filipino basketball player whose name is Anthony J Washington. I was like, fuck.
And he just took J Washington as his fucking thing? That's the most disrespectful shit.
Disrespectful.
He goes by Anthony J Washington, and he took J Washington.
He's a black Filipino basketball player. He's a whole hoe. Because whenever they have a game, I get tagged in that bullshit, and I was like, yo, fuck their team. Double dribble.
Why is that the fucking penalty you hope happens to him? That he double dribbles and forgets how to play basketball? You ain't shit. You ain't shit.
Check out the Mad Titan Podcast, where I, J Washington, get you caught up on everything happening in the Marvel and DC live action and cinematic universes. It is barbershop talk for nerds. Come on in the convo. There's a bunch of other videos here on the channel. I did a review for Amazon Prime's The Boys, episode 1, man. That show was so fucking dope, so check out the review on it. I got trailer reactions up, man, from Zombieland, Double Tap, and a bunch of others, as well as this and so much more, alright? We will holler at y'all next week for the last episode. I mean, shit's got real. We will holler at y'all. Take care. We out. Peace.
Love you 3,000.
Nigga.
I know, it's Marvel. I don't give a fuck. I'm not to say it.
It hurts. Because every time you hear that shit.
Yeah, no, it does hurt. I said that to my girlfriend, and she didn't get the reference because she didn't see Endgame, and she was like, I love you 3,000 million, and I was like...
It sounded like you just looked like, bitch. Like